Hey MPS, it's your girl Renice Washington, and I know you waiting for your plates of the stuffing and the turkey and the whatnot, but we still have to be mindful. And this week we are discussing different strategies on how to do that. Let's check it out. And so I know you're thinking, Renice, what are different mindfulness strategies? And honestly, I'm glad you're asking. First one, I think most of us are familiar with like meditation mindfulness, right? It is a strategy that can be really helpful for regulating our own body, right? Calming down our heart, making sure that our breathing is regulated. As when you begin to become a bit accelerated, you can start to breathe a lot, thus increasing your heart rate, right? And so meditation helps regulate our physical body, but also our emotions. And it also is something that allows us to have time for us by being present, right? And that can look like slowing down our breathing, making sure that we breathe to, the sound of a clock or our heartbeat, right? Just something that allows us to be present and aware. Another component could also be mindfulness being implemented through guided imagery. That could also look like you are starting your breath as a wave is beginning and it gets bigger and bigger. And then as you start to exhale, what are some thoughts that you want to fall with the wave, right? And it really is about your intentions, right? Similar to what we discussed when it came to the components of mindfulness. So whether you are picturing a wave beginning and ending with your breath or thoughts, or perhaps you are picturing a spectrum from 0 to 10. Where am I at on this? Right now, I find myself a little bit more anxious, and so I'm a little bit closer to a 10. Other times, I'm a bit more calm, so I find myself closer to a 0. So this can really be helpful for people to gauge where they're at, thus continuing to practice being present, but also emphasizing the need to be aware, okay? And so with the holidays coming up, okay, plates, yams, potatoes, and all of that, how will you make sure that you are being present, aware, and really intentional about how to spend your time? Let me know. So in total, it's important to know that we can actually do these things every single day. And so we don't need a full day to be mindful, although that would be great. And sometimes we don't always have an hour to practice meditation or guided imagery. But if you have 5 minutes, what would it look like to practice that breathing, that mindfulness, that guided imagery on your way to the bathroom, right? On your way to lunch, during your commute from work to school, things like that, trying to find opportunity, because the truth of the matter is we aren't going to get more time. But the difference in what helps our mental health versus breaking it is making sure that we at least are putting in the efforts to identify opportunity for change, modification, or improvement, okay? And so please consider the different strategies that mindfulness contains or you can use and implement, but also note that it's not a big task. You can utilize this at any point. I would love to hear where you could picture yourself implementing some of these strategies. Tell me and we can check in. For now, thank you and please enjoy your holidays.